Hi there. Through this video today, we would see as in how auditor's competency is managed in quality certification. So we have a separate module here, which is called auditors. Auditors module gives you the list of all the auditors available within your system. Auditors information gets loaded into the system through another tool, which is called Recruit. So usually as a process, what would happen is that you would basically go ahead and publish the job on the website. So Recruit is a tool which actually helps you do a job opening. It provides you for a job portal where the job listing can be done. And when you publish the job, it automatically picks up the job description and publishes it onto some 30 plus odd job sites in a single go. So LinkedIn, Indeed, Google, and so on. Once the job is published and when people start to apply for the job, it goes through the entire interview process, and through the interview process, whoever is then selected and marked as an employee or a contractual employee, only that information then flies into CRM. So we will pick up Recruit through some other video to kind of detail out how this tool works, but it's a very robust tool, helps you publish job easily, and then we write some code, workflows, and approvals to kind of get the final employee back into our database in the CRM. So it would be a seamless thing for you once you choose someone as a candidate to be an auditor. Their name would start to reflect here in the system. So I currently have 3 auditors. So I'm going to go pick one which is easy to pronounce, Neeraj. So on this particular auditor, I see that I've got his whole high-level information of who the auditor is. We have his address. We could even put his phone number if there need be. I think we have not edited his education information, but if there need be, we can actually put all this information. This is a demo system, so hence it misses a lot of granular information. But it's easy to put. Like I could keep adding the institutes, can add a row. Similarly, I can add his previous work experiences, where he was working, what his role was, start date, end date, and experiences and experience time in month. And that's just the high level profile of his work experience and education that we get on that auditor module. Now, sector competencies are managed under this related list or another module called auditor competency. This is very seamless. Like down beneath, it would start to show. So if I hit this plus button, I would get this and say this is an energy competency is how I name this competency. Okay, auditor would have access to this information. He could basically update the competencies. It's a one-time thing that he needs to do. Now this is a sector competency that he needs to do. He could add all these related information. Once this is done, for whatever the certificate that he's choosing, this then gets saved in the system against his record itself. And we would find that for this guy Neeraj, one of the competencies got added. This competency can, once created, this can automatically trigger an email to certification manager suggesting a competency has been added, and it would be the certification manager, the scheme manager's job to kind of come review these competencies and ascertain that they're in good shape. So for every competency, there is a section for witness. In this witness, whoever the certification manager or whoever the designated authority is can kind of come in and can say if this was witnessed, not witnessed, and if this is good to go. So usually the lead auditors or maybe the certification managers would also have their profiles in the system, so their name can get in as a witness. The completion date, if there are any attachments that they want to put in, could even get in. If there are more attachments that you want to put, there's always this attached file here, so you could use this to kind of keep the evidence within the system. Once this is done, That's it. Voila. We have auditor and then we have their competencies managed well within the system. Now, how this information is used is that on every deal, when we basically have a deal going on and the certification manager needs to assign an auditor, they would basically pounce on the deal. So let me pick something where I could show you how the button works. So I'm going to go pick this one. I was working on this particular test record this morning. So I picked this up and this is now waiting for code approval from the customer. I have this small button here, get eligibility. When I click this get eligible auditor, we would see that under the eligible auditor section. And under the eligible auditor section, which is right here, it'll automatically populate the eligible auditors for this particular deal, and because it starts to suggest auditors basis the eligibility and availability. All that then the certification manager has to do is they just need to populate their name on over here under auditor name. So these are my eligible auditors. Who do I want to put on this record would be my choice. This is some sort of facilitation which needs to be done in conversation with the auditor, understanding if his schedule permits or allows for him to be able to do this audit. Could be other constraints too. So we thought about it. We could have automated by picking one auditor and then putting in the name here, but that likely would have not made sense because in most of the cases you would have gone back to the auditor and asking and ascertaining that this guy would certainly show up for the audit. So it's that easy, and that's the beauty of the system, that eligible auditors are easy to find and assigned to a particular deal. And once an auditor is assigned to the deal, this auditor information is then further moved ahead. When the deal is closed, it automatically creates an audit record. On the audit record, this particular auditor would be assigned automatically and notified that he's been assigned to this particular audit, and then he needs to go and start working on it. So that was a small demo on our auditor competency of how an auditor gets chosen. Then we showed you how an eligible auditor is assigned by the certification manager on the deal itself, making the whole life cycle more robust. So thank you so much for watching. Yeah, see you around again.